Hello, my lovely anatomists and physiologists. Michele Glass here. Welcome back. We are still talking about the hypothalamus and the pituitary gland. We left off last time talking about the hormones that were stored and released by the neurohypophysis. And we're ready to pick up on the specific relationship between the hypothalamus and the adenohypophysis. And so what I would like to do is kind of construct for us a little diagram. So we're going to start over here with our hypothalamus. Hypothalamus, remember, we sort of are thinking about this as like our big boss in charge of the endocrine system. And we see that it has the role of releasing regulatory hormones specifically to the adenohypophysis, which is our other word for the anterior lobe of the pituitary gland. And I am on purpose here using the green color for our adenohypophysis because what we're seeing is it's going to be releasing what we can refer to as tropic hormones, which are turn on hormones. So very much we're going to see that the adenohypophysis is going to be sort of in charge of a lot of these other sorts of endocrine glands. So I'm going to say my adenohypophysis is in charge of these other endocrine glands. And so that's basically like our target tissue here. Okay, so let's do a list of our hormones that are being produced by the hypothalamus. And remember, when we are keeping up with our hormones, we need to be paying attention to the name of the hormone, the abbreviation of the hormone, who makes it, who does it target, and how does that cell sort of respond? And so let's just list those out to begin. So we're going to have a corticotropin releasing hormone. So we're going to abbreviate this one CRH. And then we're going to have a thyrotropin releasing hormone, which we're going to abbreviate as TRH. And then we're going to have growth hormone releasing hormone, which is abbreviated GHRH. And then we have growth hormone inhibiting hormone, which is going to be GHIH. And we need room for 3 more. So let me see if I can give myself a little bit more room here. Okay. And so then we're going to need to list here prolactin releasing factor, which is going to be abbreviated PRF. Prolactin inhibiting hormone, which is going to be PIH. And then the last one is called Gonadotropin releasing hormone. And this one is abbreviated big G, little n, and then big RH. So notice like hormone is part of the name for each of these. And we have some that are classified as releasing and others are classified as inhibiting. So releasing means we're going to trigger something to be produced, and inhibiting is indicating that like we're going to inhibit, we're going to stop something from being produced. And so these are our whole group of what we can collectively talk about as regulatory hormones. And they're regulating specifically the activities of the Adeno hypophysis. And we're paying attention to the abbreviations plus the full name. I'm going to undo that change. Okay. So let's start with that corticotropin releasing hormone, which is abbreviated CRH, and we're doing all capitals there. Corticotropin releasing hormone, all of these are targeting the adeno hypophysis. And so when it targets the adeno hypophysis, it's going to turn on the production of adrenocorticotropic hormone. Which is going to be abbreviated capital CACTH. Adrenocorticotropic hormone, ACTH. Our thylotropin releasing hormone is going to, of course, target the adeno hypophysis, and it's going to turn on what's called thyroid stimulating hormone. And this one is abbreviated TSH. So thyrotropin releasing hormone from the hypothalamus, which is abbreviated TRH, is going to target the adeno hypophysis and trigger the production of the thyroid stimulating hormone, which is abbreviated TSH. Growth hormone is going to, of course, target the adeno hypophysis. I should say growth hormone releasing hormone, which is abbreviated GHRH, is targeting the adeno hypophysis. And this is going to trigger the production of growth hormone, which is abbreviated GH. When we talk about the growth hormone inhibiting hormone, we'll see that that one is going to target the adeno hypophysis and inhibit the production of GH. So I've done a red line like stop, and very often instead of an arrow, we see in our diagrams sort of like this equal sign to show like we come to a wall or a roadblock, it's inhibited. So growth hormone inhibiting hormone is abbreviated GHIH, and it's going to inhibit the adeno hypophysis from producing growth hormone, which is abbreviated GH. We see a similar sort of thing happening down here with the prolactin releasing factor. The prolactin releasing factor, or PRF, is going to talk to the adeno hypophysis, and it's going to trigger the production of our prolactin, which is PRL for abbreviation. And then the hypothalamus also makes the prolactin inhibiting hormone, which we can abbreviate as PIH, and that one is going to stop the adeno hypophysis from making prolactin. And then we have gonadotropin releasing hormone being produced by the hypothalamus. The gonadotropin releasing hormone is abbreviated capital G, lowercase n, capital RH. And the gonadotropin releasing hormone is going to talk to the adeno hypophysis, and it's going to trigger production of two different things. So we're going to get what's called follicle stimulating hormone, or FSH. And then we'll also get what's called luteinizing. Oh, let me check my spelling. Of course, I didn't write it down. Luteinizing. That looks pretty good. Hormone, and that is abbreviated LH. Okay, so when we talk about the hypothalamus, we are producing regulatory hormones. Regulatory hormones will have the, as part of their name, they will say either releasing hormone or inhibiting hormone. And so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hormones to learn from the hypothalamus. All of them are targeting the adenohypophysis. And the result is for the adenohypophysis to either release or stop releasing a particular hormone. So make sure you're paying attention to that connection. Let's stop here with our recording and pick back up looking at these hormones of the adenohypophysis specifically. So stay tuned. As always, take care of yourselves and each other.